Health Organization declared that the coronavirus crisis is now a pandemic.
This astounding and unprecedented story continues to evolve. The NBA is suspending the season.
NHL regular season suspended. MLB spring training is over. Major League Soccer season suspended. March Madness canceled. A slew of conference basketball tournaments were also canceled.
Anything can change at a moment's notice, but as the UFC has chosen, they can pivot at a moment's notice.
Adversity has long been commonplace for the UFC. So even in the face of extraordinary odds that defy comprehension, the MMA leader marches forward.
We have a sport with some of the best athletes in the world competing here in this octagon.
With a stacked pay-per-view event.
What an amazing night of fights, from top to bottom.
Headlined by an interim title bout for the ages.
An opportunity was going to arise, and someone was going to have to take it.
Gaethje wants to go to war. The guy lives for this stuff.
Now I'm in. Now I'm all the way in.
It's all or nothing, nothing.
Here we go.
Justin Gaethje is back!
Electrifying knockout artist Justin Gaethje carries the momentum of 3 straight first-round KOs.
First-round knockout again!
Into a short-notice championship bout against the world's #1 lightweight, Tony Ferguson.
This guy's been the #1 contender since 2015.
He's something special.
A freestyle fighting savant.
Oh, big elbow!
Whose masterful adaptation of the combat arts has seen him assemble 12 consecutive wins.
We want to talk about a guy earning his way to a title. He did it the hard way.
They sign on dotted line, they know what they're getting themselves into. Because a cuckoo is gonna get your ass.
I'm gonna break you down.
Against all odds, the pair will throw down at UFC 249 for the interim lightweight bouts. Main event will see bantamweight champion Henry Cejudo.
That's it! Get him the second belt!
Take on former king Dominick Cruz.
Very nicely done.
The first man to own the 135-pound UFC belt, who aims to recapture it for a 3rd time.
Dominick Cruz is all over him. He's out.
The show goes on for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. But before the octagon rises again, we take a look back at the stories that brought us to this unique moment in time. This is UFC 249 Countdown, and it all starts right now. The series of events that led us to UFC 249 are profoundly unique. But before life as we knew it changed forever, there were decades of personal exploration by the greatest fighters on Earth. That story begins with top 5 lightweight Justin Gaethje, a collegiate wrestler destined for greatness, no matter what form that greatness would take.
I never thought that I would be an MMA fighter for a career. I have a human services degree. I want to be a social worker. I never dreamed of being where I'm at now. I had 5 amateur fights before I ever, trained, sparred, worked with the coach, and I had no idea how to throw a punch, throw a kick. Although I've worked hard since I was 4 years old, and hindsight, yes, I've always been, on this path to fight.
Gaethje has been wrestling since he first learned to walk, and has always excelled. He won 2 Arizona high school state championships and became the first Division I All-American for the University of Northern Colorado. He would experiment with mixed martial arts after graduation, and before he knew it, won 17 consecutive bouts, earned multiple world titles, and signed a contract with the UFC.
Undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro, Justin Gaethje brings his seek and destroy style to the UFC for the first time tonight.
This dude is as tough as they come. It's non-stop forward pressure.
Today, Justin Gaethje is known as the highlight.
Body shot, a good one from Gaethje.
And for good reason.
Oh, the left hook connected for Gaethje, and then lands a right hand, and then a knee as well for Gaethje. Uppercut, right hand, big uppercut again, and it's Gaethje's moment. That's it.
This kid promised everybody he would bring it when he got to this level.
Oh, I love this so much.
And man, did he come through.
In 6 UFC bouts.
Oh, he chopped him hard with that one.
He has 7 bonuses.
Crowd oohing and eyeing with every strike thrown here.
What a fight.
They wonder why he's been in the UFC for 3 fights and had 2 main events already.
And every win has ended by knockout.
Oh! Big right from Gaethje, and down goes Vic.
Holy smoke, what a knockout.
After dispatching his last 3 victims in the first round.
Justin Gaethje, maybe the most entertaining fighter on this roster, top to bottom. Oh, he got him with an overhead right. It's over. That is it.
Gaethje is ready to claim his prize at UFC 249.
Oh, big right from Gaethje. Justin Gaethje by first round knockout.
Have you ever seen anything like Justin Gaethje?
But Gaethje's next opponent has not tasted defeat in nearly a decade. They call him the Boogeyman.
This is awesome.
Or El Cucuy, as Tony Ferguson prefers. A self-made UFC superstar in his own right, who earned his ranking as #1 lightweight in the world with unprecedented dominance.
You are looking at arguably the most watchable, most exciting mixed martial arts fighter in the world today.
Yeah,
Tony Ferguson.
I'm a veteran in this sport. I've been fighting for like 10 years in this.
Ferguson can do it all.
I took a chance and went and fought.
He's a brilliant madman.
And I know I can overcome any obstacle because I'm a trendy guy.
He's one of the most creative guys to ever step into the octagon. Also one of the toughest. Knows how to survive getting hurt. And then he finds a way to finish you.
A 3-sport athlete in high school. National champion wrestler in college.
Ferguson, lifelong wrestler, 2-time All-American.
Black belt in jiu-jitsu.
He's got his neck. This is it. He's tapping.
Tony Ferguson has done it.
A world champion in mixed martial arts.
Every time guys fight Tony Ferguson,
Tony Ferguson is a gifted athlete.
the face is real beat up. There's bruising, there's cutting. That just tells you the amount of power that he carries and all the things that he's doing.
He performs with a unique flair.
He's got a very unusual style, the way he moves. It's almost like he's breakdancing.
I got something different that these people haven't seen. I'm Midwest tough, and I'm West Coast savvy.
He's so free-flowing that it's unbelievable to watch him compete.
The style goes with the attitude. It's far out, it's cool, it's shiny, and we improvise.
This is the thing about Ferguson. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay in your face, and then you got to start watching out for the elbow. Because when they start landing, then you're really in trouble.
Oh, elbow
landed there.
With splendid striking.
That jab is insane.
And a never-ending pace.
Tony just never stops.
Ferguson has been nearly unstoppable, amassing 12 consecutive victories in the UFC.
Ferguson with a nasty combination.
But El Cucuy's crowning moment came when that win streak arrived at victory number 10.
Here we go, folks. Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee for the UFC Interim Lightweight Championship, meeting for gold on the greatest proving ground in mixed martial arts. Tony Ferguson, owner of the longest winning streak in the illustrious history of this UFC lightweight division, gets his first crack at a piece of UFC gold.
Oh, nice jab.
Nice 1-2 there from El Cucuy.
Oh,
Kevin's landing some nice shots to start the fight.
Ferguson, a guy, though, you need to separate from consciousness, right?
oh,
Elbow,
stepped in with
lead
an
elbow, yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, he hurt Kevin Lee. Now he's talking to him. Big double leg level change by Lee. Takedown by Lee.
Oh, he's got the triangle. Let's see if Kevin can survive this.
There's the tap.
That's it.
Tony Ferguson
He let out.
has done it. Tony Ferguson is the UFC Interim Lightweight Champion of the world. Tony Ferguson is just a problem.
Yeah, he finds a way to finish it. I'm here with the winner and new UFC interim lightweight champion of the world. How good does that sound? Whoa!
Declaring the winner by submission due to a triangle choke. And now, the new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world!
Tony Ferguson's interim title win set the stage for his long-awaited shot at the vacant undisputed belt. In a fight with rival Khabib Nurmagomedov.
10-win streak versus 25-win streak. Let's go.
Woo! Here we go!
But mere days before the unification bout with Nurmagomedov, Ferguson would endure the greatest setback of his career.
Tony Ferguson hurt himself. He tore his LCL.
Tony Ferguson has pulled out of the fight. He's injured. He hurt his knee. The interim title just goes away.
Things have changed. I just saw you in the hotel lobby a couple of hours ago, and now you are fighting Khabib in the main event.
Tony Ferguson presents the most interesting challenge. I wanted to see that fight. I still want to see that fight.
A lot of balls were bounced in the air. The ball that came out was the Card's lone New Yorker, raging ally Quinta, stepping into the headliner tonight.
Right away, beasted him down. He's getting mauled like everybody else before him.
In a few short moments, Dagestan is going to have its first UFC champion.
With my injury, I had to make a decision. Am I gonna sit here and mope, or am I gonna get back to work?
Undeterred by misfortune, Ferguson would bounce back in record time.
Tony Ferguson, 6 months after a major knee surgery, back to the octagon.
And regain his place as the world's #1 lightweight contender.
You might be looking at the most exciting fighter pound for pound in mixed martial arts today. Tony Ferguson, back on that UFC canvas for the first time in about a year, taking on Showtime Pettis.
First round, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Fight!
Ferguson came home from the hospital after surgery in April, immediately started doing 20-pound curls until he couldn't work out anymore. He is a freak.
See Pettis going right after the knees right away of Ferguson.
Right away.
Right after the leg.
You got to realize, when you're talking about 6 months from a catastrophic knee surgery like that, you got to wonder if it's 100%.
Well, 6 months is a ridiculous time frame, I'll be honest. It takes at least 9 to get as strong as you need it. So the fact that he's pushing the pace like that is pretty crazy.
And he did no physical therapy. He took his recovery into his own hands, none.
I honestly have no words for that.
What the last 6 months have held for this absolute warrior of a human being to come back and produce the way he did tonight is truly the stuff of legends.
What a quick turnaround from your knee surgery to come back. Was there any concern at all that you would rush this?
No, man. No.
With 11 consecutive wins, a winning streak that dates to October of 2013, Ferguson once again might be one win away from an undisputed title shot.
Tony's punches are starting to take an effect on Donald. Now you see him just kind of taking it to Cowboy. Donald's going to have to answer.
So hard to know what's coming.
Oh, elbow. Beautiful spinning elbow.
These boys are going at it.
As fate would have it, the Nurmagomedov fight would once again be booked, just in time for the world as we know it to change indefinitely. Amidst the global pandemic that saw new information emerge seemingly by the minute, gyms would close and entire nations followed, leaving Nurmagomedov unable to compete.
UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, he is in Dagestan. They grounded flights in Russia and sealed their borders. He is basically stuck. The UFC is now trying to make Tony versus Justin Gaethje.
It was changing every day. How could you possibly know? How could you possibly predict what was going to happen tomorrow? But I knew that I could be a replacement. Ultimately, I've been preparing for this my whole life.
Top 5 lightweight Justin Gaethje would redefine the meaning of any time, anywhere, and accept the short notice bout with Tony Ferguson for the interim lightweight title.
With everything that was going on, I knew that it was going to be one of the only sporting events that was going to be going on. And I've been training, I've been sparring 7-8 rounds since January. If I fight Tony, someone gets finished no matter what. So why not?
Fighting Tony Ferguson for 5 rounds at this point, knowing how Tony trains for a fight.
Tony is a dark force. You really need real training to prepare yourself for that.
For any fighter, a bout with Ferguson requires overcoming an astounding pace backed by his never-ending cardio. But Gaethje was born with innate perseverance.
My work ethic comes through my genetics. 3 generations working in the copper mines in Arizona, both sides of my family. You know, hard work was instilled in me.
And go. Boom. Here we go. 6 reps here, man. Alternate that lead leg on each get up.
I give max effort.
Down, back 4 times.
And outside that, I don't care what happens. That's what makes me so dangerous.
Let's go. 10 seconds, man. Let's go. Time. Here we go. Over the back. Ground and pound.
Justin's got such a unique mental state to him that he's just like, oh, who cares?
Here you go. Finish. Finish.
That allows him not to hesitate. He goes out there and he tries things.
Time. Great job. Great job. Hands up.
And he puts on exciting fights. So if you got a guy that can go out there and finish people and has been consistent, he deserves a shot.
That's wonderful.
I'm gonna fight until I'm finished, or I'm gonna fight until Tony's finished. And that's what I do. That's what I've always done.
Good. Good.
I possess the power to turn his lights off, and I believe I will.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And relax. Wonderful.
While Gaethje maintains the mindset instilled in him from an early age. His upcoming opponent, Tony Ferguson, can also attribute great success to an early career rite of passage.
Is it housekeeping? Oh, hey, how you guys doing? It's my room, Tony Ferguson. When I was in The Ultimate Fighter, they did it right. I was all in-house, everything's included, and it was built specifically for the fighter. The only thing we could worry about was training, and I had that idea in my head, and it made me feel more at home when I came here and started building my stuff. My vision was to have my own facility, my own academy.
What's your medal, bro?
You guys think at home, you have that and nobody else does, then it's kind of like you don't belong to big teams, you have your own.
While all fighters have now adjusted their training to accommodate newly accepted worldwide mandates, Ferguson trains for the title bout with Gaethje, as he always has, in near isolation.
I have a very small circle, and I have to do that because if you hang out with people that have big egos, you're gonna act like you have a big ego. I'm too busy worrying about my I love this man. I'm a contracted killer out there. I aim to do my and I train like a vicious dude. I'm always preparing for 3 to 4 people, and that's why I'm ahead of schedule. I haven't had this confidence in a long time, and it took the training that I needed in an opponent. He's not getting out of that cage.
The social distancing efforts continue to permeate the nation. The strong bonds of family are more important than ever before. But for #1 ranked UFC lightweight Tony Ferguson, the constant presence of his son Armand
Sharp, buddy.
has always been a source of great motivation.
Wow, hooks. Hooks. Hooks.
You got superhero powers when you're a pops. Your kid falls, you catch them before they fall. It's a dad thing. You can't explain it. You know, I got dad strength. I got old man strength. You know, a little bit of crazy strength, you know what I mean? He wants to come here, I create obstacles for him. And I love it. That little kid is my world. He really is. I try to do everything for that kid.
What's up, buddy?
So when I'm putting that much energy in my fathering, I'm putting that same energy in this fight game.
Ferguson has certainly dedicated a lifetime to martial arts. First, revealing untapped athleticism as a young wrestler, and honing it to become an equally decorated striker. But a lifelong devotion to his craft truly shines through inside the octagon, where Ferguson masterfully combines all facets of MMA.
Ferguson very aggressive.
And has produced some of the most exciting fights in the sport's history, with some of the most violent results.
He's a brilliant madman. That's what he is. I mean, he's one of the most creative guys to ever step into the octagon.
His never-ending cardio is complemented with another dangerous weapon: elbows.
When the elbows land, you can tell immediately.
Oh, he heard him.
I mean, you don't be like an artist and you huh.
Oh, elbow. Beautiful spinning elbow.
Nice color, let me add to it.
In combat, these slicing edges can finish a fight.
Oh, big elbow there from Ferguson.
Every time guys fight Tony Ferguson, they're always so beat up. The face is real beat up. There's bruising, there's cutting.
And many surmise that they will help Ferguson
Oh, elbow by Tony.
match the high-paced offense of top 5 lightweight Justin Gaethje.
I only bring the blades out when I need to for the big boys.
Oh, stepped in with an elbow.
And he's a big boy.
Deciphering the arsenal of Tony Ferguson is a challenge left unconquered by many of the world's greatest lightweights. But behind Justin Gaethje, there is world-renowned coach Trevor Whitman, who just might have the answer.
Tony Ferguson, I respect in so many ways. He is key to being true to self. He doesn't change for anybody. He'll do these awkward training sessions and people are like, oh, why would you do that? He's true to self. When you are so strong and selfish about being the best that you can be, you're gonna be the hardest to break. I love that about him. The key to this fight and the key to all championship fights is don't make mistakes. You have to hone in and be sharp at all moments. The first person that makes mistakes are the ones that lose fights at this level. And you're never gonna find a pattern with Tony, so we have to wait for the opportunity, and the opportunity presents itself, we have to capitalize, and thank God Justin's a finisher.
Sweet.
Thank God I met Trevor Whitman. From day one, he was the perfect match. He is an artist, and I'm a canvas. 5 more. He's had, I think, 18 world champions. He hones your skill, and that's what we've been doing for 9 years now.
His whole purpose was to be the most exciting fighter out there, and I think he nailed that. But I don't think he wanted that purpose anymore. And I asked him, I said, what's your purpose? He said he wanted to be a champion. I looked him in his eye. I said, do you believe you can be a champion? He said, yes. There's no stutter to that. And look at the situation that we're in right now.
Opportunity in MMA is available for those most willing to capitalize. Despite unprecedented circumstances, Gaethje has his title shot in the upcoming interim championship bout with Tony Ferguson. And although Ferguson is making short notice adjustments to a new opponent, he's long had sights set on Justin Gaethje.
One-dimensional is what he is, but he's very good at it. He brings in a certain kind of culture, I guess you would say.
He puts his body on the line, attacking somebody at what they're best at, and he's just laying it all out.
But everybody has the same fight inside that cage, is to win.
Ferguson just keeps marching forward, man.
If you really want it bad enough, you're gonna knock out somebody in the first round, second round, no matter, third round, you're gonna knock them out.
Every guy that fights him, they end up so bloodied and battered.
You're gonna wear them down. Wear them down, wear them down, wear them down, wear them down like a paper clip till they break.
This kid is a nasty, nasty fighter.
And they won't be able to put themselves back together.
You can talk the talk and I give you that. If you wanna test me, I'ma test you back.
These top 5 lightweights are primed to seize their moment at UFC 249.
I'll take Tony Ferguson next. That's for damn sure. I would love to fight him.
On a stage unlike any other in history, with UFC gold on the line.
Speed right from Gaethje. Holy smoke, what a knockout.
Fight's gonna play out one way. My hand raised in victory, and I'm gonna defend my belt.
Owner of the longest winning streak in the illustrious history of this UFC lightweight division, there may never be another El Cuckoo. But Justin Gaethje wants to go to war. He wants to go to battle.
I was born and I was bred and I was raised to do this.
Tony Ferguson is a great competitor. 12 wins in a row, but I knock him out cold.
Justin Gaethje sticks the landing once again.
This is that old-fashioned showdown. But come sundown, I'ma make you hurt.
Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen.
Phoenix, Arizona is home to the first and only Olympic gold medalist to win a UFC title. And while bantamweight champion Henry Cejudo is quick to remind the masses of this feat, he never forgets the immigrant parents who inspired his fighting spirit.
My father was an alcoholic. He was in and out of jail. At the age of 44, he ended up passing away. I was a kid that grew up since a little kid, since the age of 5 with my mother. And something that people don't know about is like my mom wasn't able to attend the 2008 Olympics due to her citizenship status. Watching the Olympics on the computer, and the computer kept freezing. So I think they probably only caught maybe bits and pieces of it. But once she found out that I won, it was, tears of joy. How many parents could say that their child's an Olympic champ? So this was the year that my mom got the Immigration Woman of the Year award. American Immigration Council, they found out that my mom couldn't attend the Olympics, and they saw all her hard work, her hardship that she did for this country, and in 2009 she was voted the Woman of the Year. This was like 5,000 people, private event, pretty crazy.
Although his mother could not attend the 2008 Olympic Games, Cejudo had others to support him along the way, including wrestling instructor turned MMA head coach, Eric Albarracin.
So people are out here talking about quarantine. You know what my quarantine is? Right here in this gym.
This ain't nothing new to us. We lived at the Olympic Training Center. We were quarantined for years on end. He's seen me grow up. He's seen me from a kid. He introduced me to my first girlfriend. I remember I would have him type and text for me.
People are talking about social distancing. This is why I have the greatest combat coach of all time.
With this, we'll be able to maintain 6 feet in between us and maintain that social distance.
He's somebody that's been in my life since 04. I mean, watching me win the Olympics. He was a big part of that, too.
We gotta take them all out, all at once.
We're so close, we're almost like brothers.
Social distancing training, round 2. Fight!
So it's not always sunshines and rainbows. Me and Captain fight, but we always know the overall objective.
We shoot, you destroy! Shoot, take!
And that's to cut people's heads off. And that's what we've been doing since I got into the octagon.
Cejudo's transition to mixed martial arts was legendary.
This kid is relentless, and he brings ferocity that you only get from someone who is at the level of an Olympic gold medalist.
He became an instant contender in the UFC's flyweight division.
Just dominant, world-class grappling from one of the best wrestlers in the division, if not in the sport.
And just as quickly made his mark in the history books.
Demetrius Johnson. We are all witness to his greatness. Will it continue tonight?
For a guy that's defended the title 11 times, he doesn't seem as if he's ever been in a war or ever truly challenged and made to do things that he doesn't want to do in the octagon.
We don't get tired, we get hungry. Let's burn the castle. Let's burn the shit. Let's do it, Henry.
Oh, man. What a fight.
We defeated Demetrius Johnson, the greatest flyweight of all time.
You just shocked the world.
Super fight between champions. Henry Cejudo making the first defense of his UFC flyweight title. TJ Dillashaw, the bantamweight champion, moving down with the hopes of becoming a two-weight world champion tonight.
We defeated the greatest bantamweight of all time, TJ Dillashaw.
The message says tonight.
But winning the second bout would put me as a pound-for-pound king.
After Cejudo defended the flyweight belt against then bantamweight champ TJ Dillashaw, the UFC would book a rematch at 135 pounds. But when Dillashaw was stripped following a positive drug test, Cejudo would instead face contender Marlon Moraes for the vacant strap.
Moraes has huge legs.
Yep.
He is easily 155 pounds right now.
Moraes is just going at him right now.
Oh, man. Beautiful catch and return.
The speed with which he throws those legs is incredible.
Henry doesn't have an answer right now, and he's got to do something that changes the course of what's happening right now.
Henry's going to have to throw something if he wants to earn Marlon's respect.
Yep, because right now he's getting picked apart.
We will follow Henry Cejudo into the red corner.
Hey, this is Demetrius all over again, round 1. We want to be in punching range, not kicking range. Let's get to his body. Don't shoot. Get to his body.
We'll see if Cejudo can do what his coach has asked here early round 2.
I need you to invest, Henry. Now, let's get to it.
Oh, he flipped him. Now Henry's trying to put that pressure on
I think Cejudo understands now that he cannot be at range.
There you go. That's it.
Oh! Big knees from Cejudo! Moraes retreats!
Oh, my goodness! Marlon's in trouble. Those are big knees by Henry. This is a total different round.
This is how you answer if you're Henry Cejudo. Just make it a fight, and now he's having success.
Just sensational turnaround by Henry Cejudo.
This one's going to be a war of attrition when it comes down to the end, however long this goes. It's going to be who can keep the pace, who can work the hardest.
Thing is, Henry knows how to win, and he made big adjustments in that second round.
That's up now!
Oh, nice combination.
He's got to get out of that clinch. He can't let Henry clinch him like that, but for Henry, that is spectacular. This is a very different Marlon Moraes in that first round.
Henry Cejudo's breaking him.
Oh,
he gets him in.
He got him. Oh, big shots from Henry.
Taking control.
Marlon is exhausted. He's getting beaten up.
He's not even fighting hands.
This fight is about to get stopped.
Elbows from Cejudo. Oh, that's it. Getting the second bout. Henry Cejudo is the UFC bantamweight champion.
What a comeback.
In round 1, he was getting outclassed. Completely changed it and finished him. And the
Amidst the thrill of victory, Cejudo put the flyweight division behind him, relinquishing the 125-pound belt and setting his sights on a bantamweight legend.
For all you 135-pounders, I have a hit list. Dominick Cruz, wherever you are, I want to fight that guy.
Here is Dominick Cruz.
135-pound legend Dominick Cruz put this division on the map as WEC champion.
Dominick Cruz bringing the speed. Dominick Cruz comes with a flurry. Dominick Cruz putting on a spectacular show here tonight.
We have a new bantamweight champion by the name of Dominick Cruz.
Cruz would then become the inaugural 135-pound UFC champion.
Fans of the UFC, say hello to Dominick Cruz.
And he continued his winning ways.
Oh, indeed! Dominick Cruz is attacking here, Mike.
When Dominick's on point, there is nobody beating him. Doesn't matter what they bring to the table. They could bring the best submission game, the best wrestling game.
Nice combination. Oh, beautiful. Takedown. Very nicely done. And again.
Dominick matches all aspects of that game, and it's just a matter of Dominick showing up.
Oh, beautiful throw. Oh, my.
We're going on a decade now of, through injuries. He's cemented himself as one of the best bantamweights that ever existed.
But the past decade has seen Cruz face his greatest opposition outside of the octagon, with multiple injury layoffs that spanned years and forced a stripping of his belt.
Transformation is a public event. You start realizing when everybody tells you you got the worst luck, is it bad luck or is it just everybody else's mindset? It's not bad luck if I don't choose it.
He is the former WEC bantamweight champion.
I was the longest reigning champion in the division. I defended the title 7 times.
And the former UFC bantamweight champion.
You can do whatever you want if you choose it.
Where weaker minds would fall short.
He's gone through a lot, almost 3 years, and here he is.
Cruz would thrive.
Nice takedown. Beautiful. Dominick Cruz is all over him. He's out. He's out. All this time off, you didn't miss a beat.
I always knew I was going to make it back because it was in my heart. I wanted to be here. I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm in better shape, and I want it more.
With each injury hiatus, he returned stronger.
First fight in 477 days.
And in 2016, he rose to become champion again.
Dominick Cruz denies pressure and cage rush. Is there anybody who's had their resolve tested more than you with your series of injuries to go through all that and here and new?
Being a champion comes toughness. Everybody in this octagon is tough, so I'm ready for 5 rounds every time. Ring rust is not real. It is all in your head. Just do it.
Although it's been 4 years since we've last seen the now former champ in action, Cruz is primed for another return to form.
1-2 under. 1-2-5.
He aims to take back his bantamweight belt from today's champion, Henry Cejudo, in the promotion's highly anticipated return at UFC 249.
I have no power in the past. I have no power in the future. I only have power in the now, and right now I feel like money.
Former UFC bantamweight champion Dominick Cruz,
The greatest 135-pound fighter,
has been making the most of his recent injury hiatus, with a second calling that sharpens his non-physical repertoire.
Thrilled to be joined tonight by the brilliant former UFC bantamweight champion Dominick Cruz. What a fight week, what a fight night it has been thus far here in Abu Dhabi.
John Jones has been on top for over 10 years, so how many rounds do people have to watch him? So the fights are going to get harder and harder to finish the longer you're champion. The body's not working, that allows me to build this thing because this is open to work.
I mean, I almost feel bad for Valentina for being so dominant.
I don't feel bad for her for being dominant. She's setting the bar for the sport for mixed martial arts, and she's showing women this is where you gotta be, this is how good you have to be. Ngannou has showed he has the power. You have to do it all if you're gonna keep the belt for a long time. that filled a huge gap for me.
Uh-oh.
What does this doctor
The doctor's waving it off.
No way.
I can remember in title fights, in high-level fights, getting cut and having it in my mind that I better put the pedal to the metal, because as fighters, I believe it's our responsibility to know that that is part of this, is when you get cut, you got to get to work and finish this guy quick before the doctor could stop it. I found a lot of passion in studying martial arts, studying other fighters, studying other people that were in my division.
Congratulations. You're absolutely one of the best of all time. Henry.
Life on the mic means interacting with potential opponents, including the man Cruz is now set to face at UFC 249. Reigning bantamweight king, Henry Cejudo.
Listen, you got 2 belts here, right? Ideally, you get to defend them both, but one would assume that the 135, the bantamweight, would be your weapon of choice, shall we say?
And the thing is, I said it before, man, it's the Cejudo weight division, man, and I truly believe in myself.
Well, in order to get your credit, you got to beat the longest reigning champion in the history of the sport. You're going to shake on it right now?
Shake on it.
Much has transpired since Cruz and Cejudo first entertained the idea of facing one another. And it was the unprecedented circumstances now faced by the entire world that would be the very catalyst for their agreement to materialize.
The UFC has indefinitely suspended all its future events.
So many unknowns the next couple of weeks.
UFC President Dana White saying that the fights will go on.
We've been working on this since, the world fell apart, and
these fights will happen.
No crowd, whatever it takes.
When the dust settled, Cruz's title bout with Cejudo was set for UFC 249 in Jacksonville, Florida. After the promotion navigated uncharted territory to book its highly anticipated return.
The universe made it all come together. When you just let life and the world take you where it needs to, opportunities happen. All of us fighters want to get out there and fight.
4, 5.
We've all been waiting to unload and just let all this energy out and put on a show. This is a time where we can all shine and show the world that there's hope.
Come on, champ. Let's go, champ. Come on. Come on.
It just came at the literal perfect timing when my body was healthy, and you get the opportunity to take a title fight, you take it, period.
Late rounds here. Let's go. Let's do it. Come on. 25. Perfect.
Just a few hundred desert miles to the east, bantamweight king Henry Cejudo adjusts to this new reality with the same perpetual grind that he has endured for a lifetime.
25. Okay, next.
Ahead of his title bout with Dominick Cruz, Cejudo continues rigorous physical optimization with Neuroforce 1.
Hips, 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 there you go.
And the numbers keep climbing.
Nice. You're working with an Olympian, right? And you're thinking that's the peak of athleticism. You can't do much more. But every camp, he gets better and better at every facet. He gets stronger, more explosive. Okay, here we go. We hit new peaks, we reach new heights. So it's really interesting to see someone that's what we would think is the pinnacle of athletics get better and better and better every camp. Good. Sit down. Beautiful. Good, rest.
Don't let that coronavirus save your ass, because I'm coming.
The last camp we did, we went up to 135, and it was interesting to see how well his body did at that weight.
Here is the UFC flyweight champion, Henry Cejudo, moving up to try to become a double champion tonight.
He put on so much strength, so much power, and his conditioning wasn't wavering at all. So Henry's gonna come in, I'm telling you, one of the best versions you've ever seen of him. Good. Rest.
That's that right hand that beat up Marlon.
No lag time, right into motion. Boom. Good. Stay bouncing, stay moving. Yes, stay low. Boom, each one. Boom, each one. Good. That's all she wrote.
The term GOAT is a common identifier in the fight game. An acronym of G-O-A-T, which stands for the greatest of all time.
He wants to be universally recognized as the greatest combat sports athlete ever.
The UFC 249 co-main event between former bantamweight king Dominick Cruz and combat sports icon Henry Cejudo awards that familiar distinction to the victor.
I am here to snatch his legacy and make his legacy part of mine. That's it.
Whoa! That's it! Get him a second belt!
He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's one of the best 125-pounders in the world. He has not faced the cream of the crop at 135 pounds, in my opinion. So this is the opportunity to beat him back down to his division.
It's an epic battle of bantamweight greats ahead of the main event interim title bout between the heavy-handed Justin Gaethje.
Holy smoke, Justin Gaethje has some power.
And the world's #1 lightweight, Tony Ferguson.
You might be looking at the most exciting fighter pound for pound in mixed martial arts today.
The world will be watching UFC 249. With the best aim to make their mark.